Put on a few pounds in the last few months? Don't sweat it. Registered dietitian Michelle J. Lynn weighs in on an approach that's healthier than weight loss. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Annette. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So this is an approach called weight neutral. What is it?
Yes. Yes, so weight neutrality is instead of focusing on the numbers on the scale, we focus on our behaviors, such as eating well, such as exercise, instead of focusing constantly on having your weight go down or going for that goal. So they recently did a study, and the study showed that what's more important than weight loss is actually our behaviors over lifespan. So what they have here is a graph that shows what it's like when people go on a weight, they have a desire to weigh less, they try to lose weight, they fail to reach that goal, and then they get frustrated, then they fall off it, and then they gain weight again. And it just becomes this endless cycle of like yo-yo dieting, weight going up and down. And what they actually found that this actually hasn't been beneficial to people's health long term. Now, what they found too is that this is also because weight may not be a predictor of longevity as we once thought it was, and that the things that we focus on every day are actually more important. In other words, we're focusing on the wrong thing, and that we should be focusing more on what we do in terms of exercise and eating well. And that's also because exercise doesn't burn as many calories as we once thought it did. Now, that doesn't mean that we should stop exercising. It means the opposite. It means that we should keep doing that and then focus on what we're doing on a day-to-day basis instead.
Something as simple as going for a walk with your dog.
Yes, that's right. So that's something I like to do because it gets me outside when I don't want to. But even getting outside for 30 minutes a day or getting exercise every single day is more important than focusing on going on these really restrictive diet plans. And what happens is people who tend to do exercise every single day and try to eat well, which is having healthy foods, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, as well as lean protein, and having those treat foods on occasion has actually been shown to be better than going on these really restrictive calorie diet plans. And the reason why we usually use weight is because when you go and see your doctor tends to take your weight because they only see you once a year.
Yes.
They don't see what you do on a day-to-day basis, right? So we should be focusing more on that instead.
Right, because restricting diet, then it almost works out into a very unhealthy relationship with food, right? Where it's like, well, I'm going to go for this, but I can't, it's bad for me if I'm going to eat this. Whereas if on a weight neutrality one, if everything's kind of evening out, you can enjoy what you want and enjoy it.
Yes, and I always tell people to not to get so caught up and feel so bad about eating those foods that make them feel guilty. It's okay to enjoy them once in a while. It's actually more beneficial to allow yourself to have those foods once in a while instead of feeling bad about it.
And listening to your own hunger cues too, right? Like listening to your body when it tells you I'm done and figuring out why you're eating.
Yes, listening to your own internal hunger cues is a common thing that it takes a little bit of mindfulness, it takes a little bit of learning. But you know what? We're going into the holidays and some people might be worried about seeing families and stuff, and they might be worried, oh, maybe they put on a bit of weight in the pandemic. And I say it's okay to change the subject, ditch the body talk, focus on talking about other things like what's going on in your life and other enjoyable things, and focus on the foods too. Have foods that you only have once a year because you only have them once a year. So just enjoy them.
Yes, and some very good food for thought, Michelle. Thank you. And we'll get your links on all your socials because you've got other great advice as well up at chch.com. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Annette.